On today's episode of Luthorville, we'll be answering the question, will Galatea Meridian be a homestead?
Now, for those of you who may have forgotten your American history, the Homestead Act was a government program started in 1862 by President Abraham Lincoln to encourage settlers to move west and populate the country. As you know, the United States is enormous. It's nearly 2 billion acres in the contiguous 48 states alone. And establishing a foothold of citizens all across the land helped to assure the security and prosperity of this great nation. The government officially discontinued land giveaways for homesteading in 1976.
Obviously, back in the 1800s, these pioneering homesteaders were completely independent and self-sustaining. They started farms on hundreds of acres where they raised livestock and they grew food and they dug for well water. Living in the Wild West, the homesteaders really had no choice but to be 100% self-sufficient. They had to raise their own food because they didn't have the privilege of having a supermarket on the other side of the ridge where they could go and buy their groceries.
Right.
They couldn't just head into town to buy a new wagon wheel because there was no town.
Yeah. Now, fortunately for me, I do have a supermarket just down the road. Galatea Meridian isn't going to be some, hippie commune of love beads and Volkswagen buses in the yard.
That's such a good look for you.
No. I don't plan to grow a garden or raise chickens. The intention of Galatea Meridian has never been to start farming or return to a simpler time. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The intent is to celebrate the cutting edge of technology. See, when it comes to food and provisions, I will still make a journey into town and buy some milk and cereal.
Plus, this is the Mojave Desert. Not exactly the most hospitable environment to raise livestock.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to raise animals for food out here, this really isn't the kind of climate to be attempting that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, Luthorville represents what you might call 21st century homesteading, being self-sustaining only as far as necessary.
Right. This is not homesteading for hippies. This is advanced technological homesteading a la Tony Stark. Can you see Iron Man raising chickens? No, me either.
Luthorville is an educational series inspiring kids and adults to become excited about innovations in science and technology by documenting the design and construction of a Mojave Desert homestead called Galatea Meridian. Witness the crazy story of how Eric Muss-Barnes, an unemployed computer geek and struggling novelist, risks homelessness by spending most of his life savings to build an off-grid dream house in the middle of nowhere. Having purchased vast acres of the Old West, can Eric find a stable job and create his home before his money runs out? Take a journey where fortitude and a pioneering spirit continue to forge the American dream on the romantic landscape of the American frontier.
Thanks for watching the latest episode of Luthorville.
And please be sure to share with all your friends.
And remember, if your ambitions don't scare you,
They aren't big enough.